The letter under the door. It was a stormy night in London. The rain hit the windows of the old cafe where Elena sat alone, staring at her untouched coffee. The chair across from her was empty. It had been for 2 years. That chair belonged to Daniel, the man she once loved and lost. They had met in this very cafe when Elena accidentally spilled tea on his book. He'd laughed instead of getting angry, saying, "Well, now my favorite novel smells like jasmine." From that moment, they kept meeting there every Sunday, always the same table, the same time. He was a struggling writer, she a pianist. They both had dreams bigger than their wallets, but hearts full of hope. For years they built each other up. He wrote stories inspired by her music. She composed pieces from his words. They planned to marry when he sold his first novel. But one day, Daniel received a letter, an offer from a publisher in New York. It was his dream. He told Elena he'd go for just 6 months. She tried to smile, but her heart was breaking. "Go," she said. "I'll wait for you here." Every Sunday at our table, 6 months turned into silence. At first, letters came often, long romantic pages full of dreams, then fewer, then none. Elena wrote back again and again, but no answer came. One day, a small envelope arrived with only one sentence inside. "I'm sorry, Elena. Please forget me." Her hands trembled. She went to the cafe anyway, hoping there was some mistake. For months she waited, but he never came. Eventually the world moved on, but she didn't. 2 years later, Elena still played piano at the cafe every Friday night. One evening, while closing up, she noticed a letter slipped under the door. The handwriting stopped her heart. It was Daniel's. Her fingers shook as she opened it. "My dearest Elena, if you're reading this, it means you never gave up coming here. I've been gone longer than I ever meant to. The truth is, I never stopped loving you. When I was in New York, I got sick, very sick. The doctors said I might not survive. I didn't want you to waste your life waiting for me, so I told you to forget me. But I couldn't forget you. I'm coming back, if I can." The letter was dated 3 months ago. Elena ran to the cafe's front window and looked out at the empty street, the rain falling just like that night 2 years ago. She smiled sadly, whispering, "You always liked the rain, the return." The next morning she went to the train station, unsure why. She sat there for hours, her eyes scanning every passenger. The last train from New York arrived. The doors opened, and there he was, thinner, paler, walking with a cane, but unmistakably him. Daniel looked up, as if he could feel her eyes on him. When he saw her, he froze, then smiled the same shy smile he had the day they met. She ran to him, tears mixing with rain. "You came back," she whispered. "I told you I would, if I could." They stood there, saying nothing more. The city moved around them, cars, people, umbrellas, but for them, time had stopped. Epilogue, 2 weeks later. They spent every day together again, slow walks, music, laughter. Daniel's health was weak, but his spirit was strong. He wrote again, she played again. One evening he asked her to play their song at the cafe, the one she wrote for him years ago. As she played, he sat at their table, eyes closed, smiling. When she finished, she looked up. Daniel was gone. There was no sound, no goodbye, no last breath. Just peace. In his hand was a folded note. "You kept your promise. I came back, and now I can rest." Moral: sometimes love doesn't last forever in time, but it lasts forever in meaning. Some people don't come back to stay. They come back to say goodbye properly.